What's up, y'all? Welcome to my channel. Welcome to the Jessica Diaries. Are we doing this as a collab on your channel too?
I don't know.
Do you want to?
We can, it don't matter.
I mean, it's music related.
Yeah.
What's up, y'all? Welcome to my channel. I have a special guest with me, my hubby Wubby Wubs.
Yep. It's your boy T-Lo, the champ in the building. What's up?
In the building.
I'm in the motherfucking building. I'm in the house, in the room.
Okay, y'all, let me tell y'all what happened. We rarely get kid free time. I had decided we had kid free time tonight. I'm gonna film. I'm gonna do my show, have it ready, maybe even get to edit. You gonna go have you a good time?
Yeah. I did actually.
And we was gonna record the last segment of my show together. Well, he comes home. I'm excited because I'm like, oh, we could just record it. Y'all, my whole hour and a half recording is gone. I don't even know what I did and how I ended up. Okay, Finesse. How I ended up deleting my recording, but
No footage.
no footage. Hubby is home, so I can at least do this last part with him. So Tell Me More episode 7 is on the way. I'm gonna have to re-record it now. But now I don't have to talk about J. Cole because we're gonna get to talk about it together. Now I told him if he falls asleep while we recording, because he is known to do that. If he falls asleep, you see it in his eyes, right? You see his eyes? If he falls asleep, this recording is still getting published because he agreed to do this with me. I wanted to do this with him.
We do it.
He agreed to do it.
Long
I got it. I got to intro it.
You if like J. Cole, long-winded as a mother.
If he falls asleep, it's still getting published. I'm still going to continue. I just had to say that in case you fall asleep because I'm going to still talk.
You keep talking, I'm going to fall asleep.
Anyway, so we're talking about J. Cole's interview with Camron. You got anything to say about it before? Like, were you anticipating this as a J. Cole fan?
I actually wasn't anticipating like a Camron and J. Cole interview. Like, I don't know. To me, that's like, it wasn't nothing I thought of that I thought I would have need to see or even cared about.
I mean, but I'm saying in light of like everything that was being said about it with the lawsuit and the beef and all that.
Once it got to the point of actually seeing that he actually went on and came through on the show, yeah. Because I wanted to see how they was going to interact and what they was going to talk about and if it was going to really be some real beef or they playing.
So you were anticipating?
Yeah, I didn't know what you was asking.
You don't know Medicine Central? You don't know what anticipate means?
I know what anticipate mean. I didn't know what the hell you was talking about. I thought you was talking about just in general. Was I anticipating it? Nah. But after the lawsuit and all that, and I saw they did it, yeah, I was anticipating.
So that made you more interested.
Yeah, that made it. Yeah, that definitely made it more interesting.
Well, apparently you weren't the only one. I actually wasn't interested in it at all. I didn't think it was gonna happen. Like, especially not after the lawsuit. I kind of felt it was bogus that Camron, filed the lawsuit or whatever. If he actually did file it, I don't know. Do you know if he did or didn't?
I don't know if he did. He claimed he did. He said he did, but he said it was just to get his attention. He wasn't really gonna never sue him for real.
Yeah, well, I wasn't anticipating, but when I saw it and I saw that it had over 1 million views in a day, I was like, okay, maybe this is something that I should look at. So we did watch it together earlier, but I wanted to do some commentary on it. Like I said, I wanted Hubby Wubs to do it with me. So let's get into it. I'm going to just play the beginning of the interview. It is a long interview. It's over an hour. So it's no way like we going through all of it. But I do want to touch on some points that I feel like, look how J. Cole looks. I do want to touch on some things that I feel like is relevant and conversation worthy from the interview. So I'm gonna play a little bit and then we'll get into it. Is that good? Are you up for this?
I'm good.
Okay. Let's play it.
You got to clarify for them what was happening was Cam did 2 things for me, and he did them bitches quick. Years go by. The song, remember I told you the song was probably gonna come out in like a few months or something. But my process is like, clearly it took me 10 years on this album. So my process is so much that it's like that song didn't drop till 2 years later, a year and a half, whatever it was. So the song dropped, boom, boom. I give you very short notice that the song is gonna drop. You know what I mean? But I'm like, yo, you still cool with us putting this out? You're like, cool, no problem, boom, boom, boom. So when it's time to do the paperwork, now I've learned my lesson. You also taught me a good lesson, and I do appreciate that. Because industry standard.
J. Cole going all the way around the damn world. After watching this, I feel like that J. Cole and Camron really just had a misunderstanding from the beginning. Camron, I also feel like Camron was pressed. So they may have been driving it, but it seemed to me that J. Cole maybe assumed that Camron would be willing to wait for him to come through and do the interview when the timing was right for him. So I think like the whole beef started out with a misunderstanding.
Yeah, it's like Cameron was more like, I'm on timing. Whatever, like I got something I'm trying to do. So whatever date you give me, that's the date that I'm ready for. J. Cole date really was around his album when his album was dropping, but his album kept getting pushed back and delayed because of certain things. So every time he'd get Cameron a date, it'll get pushed back or it'll change because the album wasn't getting ready to drop yet. So Cameron looking at it like, nigga, I ain't trying, like Cameron wasn't trying to get him an interview based around the music. He was just trying to get his interview with J. Cole, period. But J. Cole, so that was I think that's what really was the misunderstanding. So it came off the Cameron like, you giving me the runaround, but it's really not, I'm giving you the runaround. I really just want to do an interview, talk about this music, but it ain't dropped yet.
So as an artist, like, do you think that J. Cole was wrong for approaching it like that? Or do you think that he should have been more business minded about it? Kind of seemed like he was just in his own world.
I think it was reasonable. I think it's like, I mean, he should have been more vocal about it to Cameron. Like, I really want to do this interview around my album. And I don't know, I can't say he didn't do that, but it don't seem like that's how it came off. But I don't know, I do think he could have been more like business minded, more, been more of a, like hands on about the situation with Cameron and not just making somebody, because he even said at one point he felt like he can, he knew he was like, damn, I'm bullshitting him.
Yeah.
Damn, I need to, you know what I'm saying? So if you feeling like that, you know you bullshitting, even though he wasn't necessarily bullshitting, but he knew that I need to let this man know what it really is. Let me, so we can go and get to it and get it done, taken care of. So yeah, I think J. Cole should have, had a more business mind approach when it came to it.
I guess, can you really hold him accountable for that though? Like if it was no paperwork, if it wasn't like explicitly stated, because he brought up also like money, like he was, something about like paying or something like this wasn't a verse for this or whatever.
Yeah, it wasn't a trade. It wasn't nothing.
Yeah, like just... So that made me even think anymore like Camron trying to make it seem like it's so business, but if it was, you should have kind of had that out in the paperwork. Because from J. Cole's point of view, I don't think it's unreasonable that he wanted to have his project like going or rolling out. Because who wants to go do an interview and you really don't have nothing to talk about, or what you could talk about, you can't really talk about it yet.
Right.
So I'm biased. I'm not a Camron fan at all, and I'm a J. Cole fan. So I'm gonna kind of lean more toward him, but. Right. I just feel like it was a misunderstanding.
Yeah, it was definitely.
A lot of people were saying in the comments like, "This is good. We wish Biggie and Tupac could have did this and this and that."
That ain't even nowhere near the same. Biggie and Tupac. People say any damn thing. Like,
I mean, that's what they were saying in the comments
about the Camron and J. Cole.
Yeah,
Biggie and Tupac could have done what Camron and J. Cole did.
Yeah, they were saying that
it wasn't even a real beef. It was just a little misunderstanding.
They were.
Tupac and Biggie damn near hated each other at one point because of the.
Let me see if I can find it.
Boy, they.
But yeah,
that's reaching. That's a reach when you say.
I did see that more than once. Like that they wish that Tupac and Biggie could have done this.
That's not that is not comparable. Like what? Biggie and Tupac both was rap artists that was beefing. It was a whole coast versus coast, East Coast versus West Coast. Like,
yeah.
How in the hell J. Cole giving Camron a runaround for about a year? Like what?
I think they meant like they were coming.
I get what they saying.
They coming from a point of view is like y'all didn't like beef for real. Y'all didn't have to fight it get violent. Y'all came and talked and settled it that way.
It just the thing with Big and Tupac was so different.
What do you think about their perspectives like throughout the time that this was happening?
I can see both sides. That's why it's good to have a conversation to understand the misunderstanding or whatever it is that causes the conflict. Because most of the time, that's what it is.
It was another part, and I know we're probably gonna have a lot to say about this, but J. Cole talked about Fayetteville and his decision to leave. Let me see if I can find it. They ain't got no timestamps. I guess I could use the transcript. Okay. Why do they call Camron Flea?
Flea?
Yeah.
I never heard that.
Okay, here we go. This is something I want to touch on because I feel like we both have opinions and really experiences, thoughts, all of that. What J. Cole was saying about Fayetteville.
I moved to New York. I went to St. John's to be around the music industry. I'm from Fayetteville. Ain't no music industry there. Two dudes, is a group. They my mentors. They call Bomb Shelter. They like a almost. They was so fucking good. Imagine the best group from Harlem, but they never made it. You know what I mean? Like that. They that in Fayetteville.
Gotcha.
And I peeped like, oh, they didn't make it not because they wasn't good enough, but because they wasn't around.
So you heard it.
Mm-hmm. So basically, like he made a good decision because if you look at the times that that he came from when he was coming up with the music, you did have to be around. You had to know somebody. You had to be around it. You almost had to chase it. Like this back when rappers was rapping for other rappers, and like Big Sean had a similar thing where his homie worked at the radio station, and Kanye was coming, and his homie was able to get him in so he could freestyle.
This happened in Detroit.
I don't know exactly where it happened at, but I know it happened like that. So it's like back then, it was like this. So and then like I'm from a small city, so I can relate to being somewhere where it ain't shit. It ain't no type of connections. It ain't none of the. You don't have no gatekeepers. You don't have nobody who know. So for him to like have enough faith in himself and to even also be aware enough to be like, I've been looking at these because when you come from a place and it's people like rap groups or other people who came before you, at one point you got to think about they bigger than him. He really looked at it and was like, you know what? As cold as talented as they are and good as they are, they still didn't make it, and he recognizes it because it ain't shit around here.
We are from Mississippi, Jackson, Mississippi to be exact. Very small city. No music industry here either.
Right.
We don't even have tours here where the people, people do come through here.
Yeah, but more people
celebrities do come through here. Celebrities do have homes here, but as far as like a motion, it's not really like motion for real. There are some people breaking out.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not talking about them. I'm talking about what we have to work with in terms of you can go to this place or you can go to this place, or if you play this venue or if you work with this company or we don't have a machine. But like looking back on it and hearing him say that, it was almost like I having a reality check.
Right.
Like, damn, did I miss my chance or did I mess up by staying here? Have you ever like had those thoughts?
I have, but
because I know you wanted to move.
Yeah, I've been one. I wish I would have moved. I wish we would have moved, but I don't too much just sit around and dwell on it though. But I damn sure wish we would have moved. I ain't gonna lie.
Yeah, I wish we would have too.
And I tried, but
yeah, you did. He tried. Y'all, he tried so hard. I was so against it. I guess I felt like moving meant like I was giving up on Mississippi and what could be done in Mississippi. And people would say, oh no, you're going to do more.
I'm saying, if it was giving up on Mississippi, so
no.
What did not giving up on Mississippi do?
Yeah. I feel what you're saying because it even like what he was saying even made me think like he left Fayetteville, but the one thing we know J. Cole for is Fayetteville. Like he still put on, he still loved his city. Hearing him say that, it just really had me reflecting on like, dang, what could have been. This interview made me realize like I do kind of regret that. Now it's not too late. We can move whenever we want to. I don't know. That stuck with me when telling his story. It also showed just how much he believed in himself. Okay. Oh, so he talked about the Honda. Him revealing like all of the significance behind the Honda made me change my thoughts about it. You remember I was critiquing him in that Honda.
Yeah, you thought he was being
just trying to be fake humble. Yeah, I did. Okay, so
attached to it.
So this is the fun part because if you fall asleep, I'm going to continue to publish these. But he talked about the beef. And
I have two first reactions. My first reaction is that shit is hard.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like it's a hard ass verse, undeniably. My second reaction is not now, nigga.
Right.
This is inconvenient
for
me. Basically, my next thought was like, all right, fuck. what you gonna do? Because my phone is blowing up immediately. Nah, nigga. Like, please press the button.
Yeah.
Like that's the energy from niggas that love me. In reality, do I actually feel any sort of, do I feel any sort of like, damn, nigga, what you say?
Right.
Why you say there wasn't no disrespect in there? And at least for me, you know what I mean? That I didn't listen to that and be like, damn, nigga said what? My feeling was like, fuck. Because now I know this shit that you've been working on for 8 years, plus this other shit that you did as a setup, niggas ain't gonna never let you put that out until you address this. One night I was in Bahamas, me and T Minus, a studio out there. It's like, yo, fuck it. That's why it's called 7 Minute Drill. This my nigga, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I'm worried about what the world gonna say, which is embarrassing to say out loud, but it's true. You know what I mean? Like at that time, because I'm fearful that this thing that I worked on for so long will go unappreciated if I don't. Let me say just enough to where it looked like I looked like I said something.
Wait, so the fall off don't have Kendrick Lamar on it?
No.
So why couldn't he release it?
Nor Drake.
So he just decided not to release the songs that he said he had 2 songs. Or did Kendrick say he couldn't release them?
I don't know why he didn't release them, but I just know he didn't.
Everything I'm saying to him, I know, and he know it's all survivable. It's a decision made out of like non-clarity. Right. But through that non-clarity, it seemed like my best option, right? The second it comes out and I'm seeing the right away what I did, they taking what you said and they giving it gas. And
you an artist. What you would have did if your 2 rap homies that you really, really fool with beefing, and one of them allude to you because in a song that you did with the other, what you gonna do?
I ain't gonna care. I would have went crazy.
You would have wanted to.
Yeah, I would have went it.
Even though you cool with both of them.
You my nigga, but you diss me.
So you do think that the like that verse from Kendrick was a diss to J. Cole?
I mean, it was. He was saying they niggas clicking up. Like he talking about it wasn't just like he ain't just say nothing so bad personally about J. Cole, but it's like the fact that you even alluding to me, nigga, and even put like I'm just dick sucking with Drake. You know, that's how Kendrick making the thing. Like, y'all 2 niggas.
So now that you stated, that's making me think like J. Cole in his interview, he talks a lot of.
We're watching them niggas he was getting jealous, and he was I don't know.
It seemed like J. Cole have a high regard for Kendrick, like he really valued his relationship with him, and his relationship with Drake. But so now that you say that, like when you're saying that Kendrick was referring to J. Cole, it's kind of like, dang, did Kendrick not feel the same about J. Cole as J. Cole did about him?
Exactly.
For him to even like do that? Because he could have just said what he had to say about Drake if the issue was Drake, but maybe he was in his feelings about them being on this song together and talking the way that they were talking.
Right. And see, Kendrick was supposed to be on First Person Shooter.
Was he?
Yeah, Drake had sent him to.
So it was supposed to be all 3 of them?
At first, I think it was supposed to just be Kendrick and Drake, but then J. Cole ended up getting on it. Then I guess he was like, I'm gonna have both of them on there. But Kendrick ain't, he don't fuck with Drake, so he didn't do it.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I think J. Cole should have just followed his first mind and not gotten involved, period. He should have just left it alone instead of not even putting out the 7 Minute Drill. Like now that we know like everything that has happened and all of the fallouts behind it, I think he should have just went with his first mind because there was no way he was going to be able to come out of that clean.
No way. It was a lose-lose. Nigga, you should have either just went on and dissed the fuck out that nigga and said fuck the friendship because he didn't give a fuck about the friendship for him to come at you first like that.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking now. I didn't think that in the beginning, but that's what I'm thinking now after hearing J. Cole's side of it.
And then for his camp to come get J. Cole and be like, man, bro, it's gonna be some shit between him and Drake, bro. You don't even want to get in there, bro. Y'all ain't J. Cole like, nah, man, I really want to apologize. I ain't mean what I get he was being genuine and true to himself, but I'm sorry. Even if I would have felt the way J. Cole felt, I wouldn't did no apology. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I think the apology is what messed him up. Like he tried to make right something that he feel like he shouldn't even did in the first
hip-hop.
place.
You saying something? I'm sorry. Like what, nigga?
And it did like
Get back in the studio.
that is the mistake that he made. Do you think ultimately he did choose a side by apologizing?
I don't think he chose a side by doing it because you already dissed him. I think he just was trying to make it back right because you can't really say he chose a side. You can say he chose a side when he dissed the nigga. In that case, you can say he chose Drake's side when he, you know, that's what it would look like. That's the perspective. That's how it would come off.
Did in any of the like responses did Drake ever mention J. Cole in any of like his responses to Kendrick? What did he say?
He said that nigga Cole lose sleep over this shit. It ain't me. Like not like I ain't. He was like Cole lose sleep over this shit, not me.
Yeah.
And, you know, he
said, so he didn't say nothing bad about him.
Nah, he didn't say shit too much bad about J. Cole. Nah.
Even after the 7-minute drill.
Nah, he didn't say nothing bad about him.
Yeah. Well, I think that the apology is what messed up his reputation. That's where he went wrong. Because if you do something, you just gotta stand on it. But on the other hand, I also understand like he did what was true to him. Like this whole thing from his perspective been about like doing what's best for him, what he feels led to do for his own personal reasons. Yeah. And you gotta respect it.
Yeah.
But you know, it did damage his reputation. Do you think he'll ever be able to say he the GOAT?
I mean, he's still the GOAT, but it put a different feeling on how you look at him. Like it feel different a little bit.
Does it?
Slightly, not too much.
Not for me. I'm a real fan.
Not for me personally, but the way everybody else treated him, the way hip hop it make it feel different. It's like damn. I ain't never seen people talk about him like this or look at him like this.
Yeah.
So it changes the whole way you feel about this shit. Like, damn.
He also mentioned like how he had to get off social media because he was reading the comments, and I love that he mentioned it because a lot of artists are not going to admit that kind of stuff gets to them, even though it does. We know that it does. But he said something interesting.
Okay.
And I agree totally. And as somebody who, you know, I wasn't really trying to get too deep off in the beef. He said that the thing that he didn't like was that the battle, Drake wasn't being judged, or people weren't judging based off the merits of the battle. They took it as an opportunity to say the things that they really felt about Drake. And I agree with it throughout the whole thing. As somebody who is pretty neutral, I'm a fan of all three of them. But this beef did kind of turn me away from Kendrick because I'm like, all y'all jumping on this Drake hate train when all y'all was doing music with the man. You ain't never said this about him before. So why take this opportunity to do it now? And what they got to do with the songs? Y'all not even listening to Drake songs. So they just kind of put me off of Kendrick. And I know that might not be fair, but I don't feel like that beef was judged on the merits of the battle. And I agree with J. Cole on it.
It wasn't at all, because if it would have been, Drake won.
And why you say that?
He out-rapped the nigga. He rap better. How do I rap better and out-rap you? And then on top of that, all the shit I said about you, you couldn't debunk the shit. The shit you said about me, I said, nigga, like, let's get to the facts. Drake said, let's get to the facts. Once he said that, Kendrick got quiet, never responded no more. They ended the battle. So to me,
do you know that for sure?
Yeah, I know that for sure. That was the last song. Drake wrote the last song, responding to the Not Like Us and all that other extra shit. And them niggas were like, good battle. Like, wrap it up. It's a wrap. So it's like how you never rebuttal back. You never, like, you threw. I guess he felt like he ain't have to because Not Like Us got so big, but.
Yeah. I agree with J. Cole on it. And I also like that he said that people shouldn't say that this beef was for the culture, like it was about the culture. It was, in fact, about the algorithm.
Right.
Again, because whenever you find a situation when the vast majority of people are going on one side and they're all hitting back with the same thing, it's like it's not an original thought. That's when you know it's some type of social engineering happened. And I agree with Cole in that this was for the algorithm. This had nothing to do with the culture, because this is not typically how, well, I might be misspeaking, but this ain't typically how a rap beef go, where you get your song pushed by the radio like that. Or did it? Because some people did say like Jay-Z and Nas, did any of those songs become a hit when they were beefing?
I mean, yeah, but it wasn't like this shit though. This shit was on this song, like not like us, like Jay-Z and Nas. Them songs jamming. Them some good songs. Like they're not like us. Shit ain't even a typical. Like you wouldn't. I don't know. I just feel like it's something weird still.
And I also wonder, like, who is he talking about is not like us? Like, because some people was making it seem like it was biracials, and then there was the whole thing about the woman that he's with, and
I think he was
then,
trying to speak about the culture, like.
but who is they?
I guess everybody else like have what mixed breed people who ain't from the United States. If you ain't from here, if you ain't a Black American.
But then he get in some controversy, like with people saying the N word in his show that weren't black. And did he stop them, or did something happen?
It was like an old clip surface when he let a white person say nigga at his show.
Oh, okay. But also too, like I found it hypocritical, and a lot of people did. And then when you disagree, everybody call you stupid and say you just don't get it.
Right.
But I felt like if that was the case too, he wouldn't have ever been on the Super Bowl stage, because we never look at what Kaepernick, and me and Nick kind of went back and forth about these before. Like, aside from Kaepernick's talent and whether or not he would have been playing in the NFL anyway, that's not the point. The point is the man made a stand and he was punished for it. And then Jay-Z said, "Stop kneeling," and he took over and getting his bag and putting who he wants to put out there.
I think Dame Dash or somebody was trying to get it.
Who?
I think Dame Dash, somebody
was trying to get what?
The NFL, the shit with like basically the NFL contract that Jay-Z
Oh.
got. And he told bro not to do it, and then you gonna go do it. That's crazy.
That to me kind of also went against Kendrick's message, being at the Super Bowl. Like, you're not.
Right.
People kind of made it seem like he's taking this great big stand and he's on this stage and look what he did, and that's why and it's like, nah, when the Bad Bunny thing came out, they should have showed you more that he wasn't about shit anyway. Because if it was about Kendrick making such a stand, why would they open the door for Bad Bunny to do the same thing if that's not what they wanted to happen?
Right.
Like, it all, like that's what they wanted to happen. It wasn't that he was doing something to send a message. They wanted him to do that. It was part of the plan. You have rehearsals. It wasn't like he just surprised them.
All right.
That was allowed to be there. Like, we talking about the NFL here. But anyway, I agree with it. What you think about what he said about falling back in love with the craft and how he has to kind of approach writing now that he's a father and has homeschool kids like you?
I felt him like a mug. He said that because I go through the same thing. Like, I'd be like, man, I ain't got nowhere.
We sleepy, y'all. We so sleepy. It's 5:30 in the morning.
It's hard to sometimes it's hard to get in that zone, and when you feel like somebody finna be bothering you or asking you to do something, or you finna get distracted, or you just it's like when you had kids, because I had to adjust and figure out ways to still write and do this and do that. But it was dope to hear him talk about that and speak on it, and even like the drills and stuff he had to do when he had white writer's block. It's like I've always heard J. Cole's stories about his writing drills and stuff. So, and I've even used some of it. Like, I've used some of the things I've heard him say he do, and they actually do really work. But it was just I could relate to it, and it was cool to hear him because he J. Cole, you know what I'm saying? He still gotta live his life and do what he gotta do, but he's still a human. Like, he still, got kids, got a wife. So just to hear how he maneuvered it in his life, it was interesting.
So what's your final thoughts on the interview? Like, after seeing it, with everything that took place and everything that has transpired, people are split on it. People think he was BSing Cam. They think he full of it. They don't respect him. But then you have a lot of people this is why we love J. Cole.
Well, a lot of people, they want a motherfucker to think and feel what they want. And it's like, some people just can't believe that a person really can be genuinely that type of person because they not like that, I guess. But it's like, I don't think he was BSing. I think he was so long-winded and so detailed. He had to been telling the truth. Right. He really felt like, I don't see
he been waiting to let all that out.
Ain't nobody gonna be long-winded and detailed like that, making it up. But I want to get back to I want to piggyback to when we was talking about him falling back in love with hip-hop. Like, that was interesting for him to say. You know, he was like he was talking about his album in a bad way. He was just it became like a chore. He just wanted to get it done, get it over with. But once he indulged himself back into the things he was in, you know, he once was in love with when it come to the music, and he got that spark back, it helped him with his. He ain't had writer's block no more. He said his pen was on fire, so it just let you know, like when you had that certain passion and love for something, man, it's just. So it's like sometimes you might lose yourself or you might lose something, but if it's real and it's genuine, it's really in you, it'll come back. You just gotta,
Yeah.
you know.
I've been
So,
dealing with it so much.
but it
Just
inspired me though,
yeah.
to like actually have fun, and that's why I always tell people just have fun, like.
Because at the end of the day, what are we doing it for? You know,
Right.
I want my platform to always be ultimately to glorify God and bring people closer to God through my story and through just me doing what I do and talking about how God has helped me. So, you know, when you keep that mission in mind, it does help. But it's real also to fall out of love for it, especially when you seeing the things that take place. For me, the politics. Like I just don't like politics. I don't like it. And I know that in order to reach certain levels, you have to play it. And lately, I've been kind of having to put myself in a position where I'm like, you got to be okay with getting here. You may not do this and this and this if you don't want to play the politics. And I'm like, what's more important to me? Is it getting there or staying true to me and what my mission is and being comfortable with that level of reach that I have. I don't want to compromise myself and my happiness and my values and my integrity or anything to get anything.
Right, right.
Like I rather just be less known or have less than to pursue my dreams according to somebody else's standard.
Right, right. That ain't.
So like that really this I love that he realized that lesson also, and he's living it out despite what people have to say, because a lot of people just ain't seeing it. Even as vulnerable as he was in this interview, people are still, that's just not enough for them.
Can't please everybody, so that's
Yeah.
why you gotta make sure you do what you need to do for yourself.
Yeah, and I love that he just showed us that humanity from, revealing what he said about the comments, but also just being vulnerable, being transparent, and we realizing like, dang, we got a lot in common.
Yeah.
That's the stuff. That's why interviews are so important. And you can also see that he has a real relationship with God, because I love how he talked about wanting to remember that it's not about what people think. And when you had that position, it's because like you're here for a bigger reason. There's a bigger calling on your life than to do things based on the opinion of men. And the Bible tells us we shouldn't be doing anything for the opinion of men. But you said something when we were watching it about this whole thing proving that Drake, J. Cole, and Kendrick are the real big three. Do you remember what you said?
Yeah, because I was just saying, if you really think about it, if you just think about hip hop, and you think about those three, them like the only three names that you don't hear their name and no crazy shit dealing with no Epstein list or no Diddy parties, baby oil, no whatever, just weird, just they don't never really be in the headlines and in trouble for nothing. Like,
I mean, Drake has me.
for what? For what? What has Drake been in the headlines and in
The
trouble for?
girl.
Talking about Kendrick?
No, even before Kendrick
What?
brought it back up, that lawsuit thing.
I ain't never seen
You
that.
know what they talk, the whole thing that led to the pedophile allegation.
That shit was internet shit. That shit wasn't real. There was nothing. I'm talking about real stuff that people really doing like that. Like, think about it. As big as he is and all this stuff so why ain't nothing Drake? You ain't heard nobody else, no other people. No, I'm talking about real stuff.
Now I will say
You stay
this.
hearing Jay-Z now.
I was
Whether you
just
can
about to
prove it or
say
not.
that I do feel like that's another hypocritical thing on Kendrick part too, because you clown Drake and you dragged him for these allegations of him with the the young girl, when them allegations been following Jay-Z since the beginning. Like, and you ain't never say nothing about him. You still, deal with him, and you was working with him. So it does come off a little bit hypocritical. And even just like Charlemagne.
Dr. Dre.
Dr. Dre, he beating women. That's the same as Diddy.
Kendrick is surrounded himself. He's been around a lot of people who just the same as what he tried to claim Drake is, but these people really got real allegations on them.
And I think for me, I could respect it more. Again, I feel like it was a dog pile on Drake, but I could have respected it more if Kendrick would have said it's personal than to, for all the other things to happen and it just kind of spiral out of control like it did. Going back to the interview, I one of the takeaways from this, I feel like is J. Cole may not have really known what he was getting himself into when it came to him wanting to be in the industry and trying so hard to, get Jay-Z attention and to get signed, because now it's almost like he don't want the fame that came with it. Like, he just wanted to make the music, and the fame, it seems to be a lot for him.
We can't really grasp what fame is. Like I was saying, Andre 3000 was talking about it, and he was just saying how it's not humane. Like, it's really not a good thing. Like, it changes the way you feel. It changes the way you think, like the way you naturally think.
But people don't want to hear that, because it's like, yeah, you can say that, but you like that money that come with it.
You can say that, but
you like being able to go places and get special perks.
But if you think about
it,
though,
so quit acting like you just hate it.
But it make you delusional though, because it's like, nigga, you might be powerful and got this fame and this fortune, but the way that things are going for you is not normal. It's only going for you going like that because of this fame you had, this power you got. But when you was a regular person, you thought a certain way because you know this really what it was. So this right now is your reality at the moment, but it ain't gonna be like this forever. And this ain't really how it's supposed to be. Like, as a person, there's many people ain't supposed to be worshiping you and loving you and knowing you, and it's really not human. Like, for you to not be able to go to the store or go do things you once was able to do, go kick it with your family without having been.
I couldn't imagine it like.
Right, so
yeah, I couldn't imagine it. I don't want that. I don't want that at all.
Everything you do is on a microscope. People making up, judging situations. Like how he was talking about the situation where LeBron was doing a favor for him, doing him a solid, but people was looking at it like thinking it was some whole other, and it ain't had nothing to do with nothing. They thought it was performative, and he was like, "Damn, I just asked this man to do me a favor. He doing it, and y'all think he like it just." That's too much. Like, that'll drive somebody crazy.
Yeah, and that's probably why he withdrew and why he withdraws so much. But I will say, again, I'm a huge advocate for artists doing interviews. I think artists should start back doing interviews more. It seems like it's picking up again. Who would have thought Jay-Z interview dropped the same week as this J. Cole? And so it's been a lot going on in the music industry world in terms of interviews. But my point is, if you watch my videos, you may have seen my video on the fall off where I felt like J. Cole was kind of sabotaging himself and orchestrating the fall off. Now, after this interview, I have more understanding of like what he was trying to communicate and what he was trying to do with the fall off. And maybe I should have watched the interviews about the album.
Yeah, that helped me out a lot, because I thought it really was just like him saying, "This is my last album."
Yeah, so did I. And now I want to go listen to it and listen to it with more intent, because I was passively listening to it when I first heard it. So yeah, I think it was a great interview. Reaffirmed why he's one of my favorite rappers. Yeah, so I think it was a great interview.
I agree. It made me realize why I'm a fan of him and what made me like him in the first place, and the things I like about J. Cole. And it just showed how he has grown as a person too, like who he already was, but it's like more amplified. You know? So I enjoyed it. It made me want to go listen to the tape again, even though I done heard it about 4 or 5 times.
But you made a comment, and we can end it on this, that J. Cole just ain't got this song that's jamming. Do you think the fall off might have it if a little more time go by, or if he released a single?
I don't care. It might be on there. Fall off different. It's gonna take a long time. Fall off one of them albums, I ain't gonna lie, I hate that, but it's going them albums. It's gonna take a lot of time. Gonna go back when people like you gonna start hearing songs off the Fall off 3-4 years from now. Gonna just start to be people gonna just start to be really listening to it a lot. Like I feel like he gonna have some songs that might blow up 2 years from now. Out the
If the
follow.
world's still here. Well, we'll see. We'll be back in 2028.
Yeah.
To see if you're right about it.
For sure.
All right, y'all. It is 5:51 a.m.
Yeah, the sun will be up in about an hour.
Are we crazy?
Yeah, it's time to go have sex and go to bed.
Well, y'all, thank y'all so much for watching this video. I hate this was a sleepy recap and reaction. I've been wanting to do some videos with this guy for a minute, but I always seem to catch him when he's sleepy.
Yeah, 5 in the morning.
And surprisingly, I be having energy. What's wrong with me? Because normally I'm knocked out.
You just I don't know. You a natural.
Yeah, maybe that's what it is. But we about to call it a night, y'all. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you watched it to the end, that means you like it. Whether you agree with my opinions or his opinions or not, you liked it. Wow. So go ahead and give me a like. Give us a like because his channel is collabed with me on this. And subscribe to both of our channels for more content from us. And we'll see y'all in the next episode. Peace.
Peace out.
Oh, we sit here and talked an hour.